Hello, everyone. Welcome to QuickBooks Online Quick Tips. I am sharing with you a very groovy feature that we had years ago, but it's came back. So for all of those out there who used to use the chart of accounts templating, we now have it back again. So why that's fantastic is you can create various different industry chart of accounts or standardize because of that's your firm's terminology. Franchises have standard chart of accounts. No matter what your reasoning, the standard chart of accounts allows you to create a template and then apply it over and over again. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like. How do you set it up? And I haven't seen any limitations to when you could apply it. So it can be applied to an existing QuickBooks file, or it could be applied to a brand new one. If it's being applied to a brand new one, I would recommend dumping out the chart of accounts that are already there and then importing the new chart of accounts. But no matter, it will not duplicate the chart of accounts. So for example, if you have two different accounts that's called checking, it's not going to duplicate it. In fact, you would actually need to put in there checking one or something like that in order to make sure that it did create a second checking account if you needed that. But that template can be applied, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So let me share screen with you. You should be able to look at what I've got here. So I'm inside of my QuickBooks Online Accountant. I'm logged in there. I've got my toolbox, and one of my tool options is the COA templates. So when I pull that up, I can see I have one template already here. But if I would like to create a new template, I can decide what kind of industry or from scratch. Let's just go with service-based business. I can come over here and I could call this for franchise X. And then I could go through and apply account numbers if I want to. So I could put in account numbers for each one of these, pull in if I want to add a new account, and I could call this whatever. And then I would need to put in the account type. And then you're going to need to put in the detail type. If I wanted to add in a new sub, so I can choose sub, and now it's going to be automatically created as a sub account from that whatever account was right above it. So I can put in ABC. I'm not going to need to put in what type, but I still do need to put in the detail type, and it still does need to match. So if I hit save, the next thing that I've got is apply that template. So if I go to apply that template, I would then choose which client do I want to apply that template to, and it would go ahead and import this list of chart of accounts. Now, you can see here in this fine print that what it is telling you that is if there is a duplicate, it's going to flag it. So I think that, similarly to the bank feeds, whenever you get to a rule that won't work, it's flagged. So same kind of thing that would happen there. Whenever you're importing a CSV file and it doesn't have an account that matches up, you get that whole warning. So that's going to be the similar approach here. And then you would click save. And now that template is going to be applied to whichever client you've chosen. So that would create an area where you would want to go back and clean up if it's an existing file and you have a lot of chart of accounts, but you do want to standardize. Why that might be important is if I had new accounts. So for an example, I work with franchises and sometimes they add chart of accounts. I could come over here and create a template and then apply that template to all of the franchise to get that brand new chart of account. Super cool. Really glad that came back. I know many of us really liked this feature, so happy templating.